Just like most of the world right now, some of these Dolphin players are going to be feeling the heat. What is up, Finn fans? I hope you got that, on topic intro, because London, a lot of the world right now is getting real hot. Even up in here in Jersey, it's like 98 degrees. I'm melting. You guys know I don't like the heat. I know you guys are like, hey, we get the heat. I get it. So essentially, you're going to see, I think the title of the video, Miami Dolphins training camp hot seats, or player hot seats, whatever. It's not players that need to perform. That's a whole video in itself. I thought of this video because I have about 8 players that I think they need to come out and do well in training camp to make the roster. These are guys that are on the hot seat to make the roster, not on the hot seat to perform this year, because obviously we could say Tua is on the hot seat because if he doesn't perform, he's probably out next year. And, not that. It's essentially on the hot seat to make the roster. So I got about 8 players. We're going to talk about them, tell you why I think they are on the hot seat and what they need to do to perform. And then I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. It kind of coincides with this topic. But without further ado, let's jump into this. And number one, but I have no specific order of they're the most on the hot seat and they're not as much. It's just number one on my list. Preston Williams. He has so much potential. Preston Williams has so much potential. He has shown how good he can be. In the beginning of 2020, he was showing how good he could be. At that Cardinals game that everyone talks about, that Tua is one of his best games, he showed so much potential. But he can't stay healthy. That's his thing. He cannot stay healthy. Watch. During training camp, he's going to come out. He's going to light it up. People are going to be like, oh, Preston Williams, I don't know. Can he stay healthy? He needs to perform this training camp because he has a list of wide receivers ahead of him. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson Jr., Eric, one of you guys made fun of me. Azukoma. Whatever. Those 4 guys are ahead of him. Then you add in Lynn Bowden Jr. and all the other wide receivers. So in my mind right now, Preston Williams is sitting at 6th on this depth chart at wide receiver. He needs to perform if he wants to make this roster. Like, seriously. Because Cedric Wilson and Eric, or Easy, I don't remember what one of you guys told me what his nickname is. Those are the same body types as Preston Williams. So Preston Williams is very easily replaceable. And again, undrafted free agent, he probably could have been a draft pick for a team. He had some off the field issues, came in, surprised a lot of people. But he can't stay healthy. And if you can't stay healthy, what good are you? You know what I'm saying? So Preston Williams is one. Another, Solomon Kindley. It sucks because I like Solomon Kindley. Solomon Kindley, especially because of his name, Solomon. It reminds me of Batman, Solomon Grundy. But Solomon Kindley, he's a big man, right? And his style of football and his style of offensive line blocking doesn't necessarily fit the style that the Dolphins are going to be running with that zone scheme. Plus, he gained weight. And he needs to lose, from what I'm hearing, like 20, 30 pounds. He gained a lot of weight, so he's not as fast on his feet. And the competition right now is left guard and right tackle, which, get a center, Miami. I'm going to say this in every video I talk about things that bother me. Miami Dolphins don't have a center. They don't have a legit center. They don't. And I don't understand why they think that's a good thing. But Solomon Kindley is going to be competing for the guard spot, the left guard spot, because Robert Hunt has the right guard spot locked down. Again, he's not, I don't know. I think he's an odd man out, and I would be surprised if he made the roster, especially with his frame and the size of him. He's more for that power run scheme, not really that zone run scheme that Miami's installing. So we'll see. Next, Sam Guavan. I loved me some Sam Guavan. I think 2019, I was talking about him all offseason. Sam Guavan. Even learned how to say his name. And he flashes, and then he disappears. And then the season starts, and then he's gone. Like, where does Sam Guavan go? He was doing fantastic during training camp, especially with the additions that we've added, especially with Melvin Ingram being added. He really needs to show up this training camp, and he's definitely on the hot seat. We have Jared Dokes. He has another list of running backs ahead of him. They're bringing in Sony Michel as kind of the same style of running back that Jared Dokes is. Zaquandre White, same type of running back, and so I'm hearing fantastic things about Zaquandre White. So Jared Dokes really needs to show something here to make this roster, because again, you have Chase Edmonds, you have Raheem Mostert, you have Sony Michel, you have Myles Gaskin, you have Salvon Ahmed, you have Zaquandre White, and then you have Jared Dokes. It seems like he seems to be that odd man out, especially because this head coach did not draft him. This head coach did not put him in this style of running offense. So Jared Dokes is another one. Speaking of running backs, Myles Gaskin. I talked about Myles Gaskin. I do like him. I think he could fit this scheme fantastically. But Salvon Ahmed is from San Francisco. Salvon Ahmed played with Mike McDaniel. So Myles Gaskin might be that odd man out there. Again, the guarantee, and you can go back and watch my running back position breakdown. The guarantee for the three are Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Sony Michel. I think those are your guaranteed starting three running backs on this team. I see the Dolphins carrying four, especially with Ingold being the fullback, so I see them carrying four. That fourth spot, Chase said, Ahmed or Myles Gaskin. I do think Zaquandre White will make the practice squad, but will he surprise and take that fourth spot? And all of a sudden, it's Myles Gaskin, Salvon Ahmed, and Jared Dokes are the odd men out. So you could potentially throw Salvon Ahmed on this list as well as hot seat contenders that need to perform to make this roster, because the Dolphins added a ton of talent now, and all of a sudden on offense, you need to show up if you want to make this roster. Speaking of offense, Sethan Carter. I talked about this, and you can go back and check out the tight end breakdown video. Dolphins could save money getting rid of Sethan Carter. Sethan Carter was brought in kind of as that fullback / tight end position, and the Dolphins I think they carried 5 tight ends last year, no fullbacks. Well, we have Alec Ingold, so it's going to be 4 tight ends this year. And if you're counting Myles Gaskin, Durham Smythe, you have Long, and then, that fourth one, Sethan Carter. He needs to show up. So he is that odd man now, and he's on that hot seat again because he was brought in as technically a fullback / tight end. They don't need that fullback with Alec Ingold. So, speaking of another tight end, I talked about this in the tight end video, Adam Shaheen. You get rid of Sethan Carter and Adam Shaheen, I think you save about $4 million, almost $5 million in cap space. You necessarily don't, and then they have an undrafted free agent tight end that they brought in too. So it's like that tight end room is getting real crowded. These guys need to show up, especially Adam Shaheen, Sethan Carter, who are due money that the Dolphins could save by releasing them and have 3 good starting tight ends in front of them, and Hunter Long, Adam Shaheen, Durham Smythe, caught myself there, and Mike Gesicki. Another name, right? Noah Igbinoghene. This is the year for the 2020 first round picks to either show us that it was the coaching or you got. It called Tua, Austin Jackson, Noah Igbinoghene. The three of them need to show up this year. Tua has no excuses. They put the offense around him. They put the players in place. He needs to come out and say, you did for me what I asked. You did for me what other franchise quarterbacks and Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert got their rookie years and their second years. It just took my third year to get this. I'm going to perform. Austin Jackson. You have literally 2 offensive line coaches that are going to help you, and your offensive coordinator and your literal offensive line coach. Was it the coaching? And now you have Noah Igbenogany, who's on the hot seat. He has Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and Nick Needham ahead of him. But he also has like Trill Williams, who's a very good corner, potentially ahead of him. So Noah's got to show up. 30th overall pick, traded back for him. There was plethora of talent to take instead of him. The surprise pick of that year, can he show that it wasn't that, hey, I just needed a chance? No. But that's my list. Comment below. Did I miss any? Is there any players that you think if they don't show up in training camp, they're cut? Again, this isn't about on the hot seat for the season. This is on the hot seat to make the roster. Did I miss anyone? Preston Williams, Solomon Kinley, Noah Igbenogany, Sam Guavan, Jared Dokes, Myles Gaskin, potentially Savon Ahmed, Sethan Carter, Adam Shaheen. Did I miss anyone that you think this guy needs to step up or he might not make the roster? Some of you could throw in Lynn Bowden Jr. Again, the wide receiver room is very, very deep. That also could be a possibility. Comment below. Let me know. And I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. This one comes from William Brown. Fantastic comment. He says, Doug, comment of the day. Which 3 positions improvements that aren't wide receiver, running back, or Tua are most necessary this year? I'd say Raekwon Davis in the mix, but I want to hear from you. There's a few, and I will talk about this more in another video, but there's a few. Obviously, the offensive line, but if you want me to get specific about which position, center and right tackle, I think Teron Armstead at left tackle, I think we're fine there. Left guard, I really don't like the fact that the Dolphins don't have a legit center on this team. If they had a legit center on this team, if they went out and got, somehow J.C. Treader was like, you know what, I'm being stupid. I'll sign a contract with a team just so I can play. All of a sudden, the Dolphins have Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, J.C. Treader, Robert Hunt, and that's a fantastic. Right tackle is the only question mark, and then you just keep pushing over to that side. You have the biggest competition over there. So to me, center, right tackle, incredibly important. I don't like that we don't have a legit center. It doesn't even need to be J.C. Treader. Just get us a center, trade for one, do what you got to do. Defensive tackle, I could see where you're coming from with Raekwon Davis. I don't like the depth at defensive tackle. I talked about that in the defensive line position breakdown. Don't like the depth at defensive tackle. So I could see that as well. Linebacker, middle linebacker. So for me, center, right tackle, middle linebacker, and defensive tackle need some improvement. William. But again, this is a video I'm going to talk about before the season starts. Areas that need to step up. I do it every year. Last year for me, the biggest ones are wide receiver, offensive line, and we all saw how that panned out. So I will do it again this year. But that is the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys probably tomorrow. We're going to be breaking down the safeties, and then that's it. Done breaking down the offensive, the training camp position battles. The vets show up the 26th, and they hit the field the 27th, so you'll probably get your first on-field, hopefully, news and notes on the 27th. 25th, I am doing that this upcoming Monday. I'm breaking down the training camp preview. I have so many videos for you guys. Thank you. The dead time of the year is over, so again, I want to thank you guys so much for, subscribing. As of me recording this, I think I'm about... I'm 8 away from 34,000 subs. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, joining the channel, watching. Yeah, let's get ready for some football, boys and girls. But on that, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Like usual, stay classy. Fins up.